Good morning. I slept in this morning, thank you Lord, because my husband took my 3-year-old and I had a rough day yesterday. Started my chiropractic treatments, trying to get completely well from my car accident. Started some new chiropractic treatments and they kind of kicked my booty. So I literally came home from the chiropractor, went to bed at like 6 p.m. and just got up recently in the past hour. So there you have it. I guess that's part of healing. But I wanted to show you, I've had some requests. Everybody was like, ooh, we love seeing Xavier's morning oil routine, but we want to see Deanna and John's. So I'm going to show you mine. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. Hopefully. Yes, I am. So a little tip is keep your oils next to your bed, because when you first wake up in the morning or right before you go to sleep, then you will use your oils. So if it's my morning to put Xavier's oils on, I use a lot of the same oils he uses, and so I will use those at that time, but then I have some of my own that I do that are not on his list, and so I want to make sure that I don't forget those. So you can see that I keep some stuff right next to my bed here. So the first thing is I like to use my new yoga oil, which is called Arise. And I really, really love the smell of this, and it honestly, it helps me to wake up and get ready for the day. And a lot of times I'll end up putting it on my diffuser bracelet too. So how I use Arise is I just put some, it's really hard, I don't have my tripod, so I'm going to do this, try to do this one-handed. But I just kind of rub it in my palms and then rub it throughout my hair. That's how I use it, because my hair holds on to this smell a little bit longer. And of course on my diffuser bracelet also, it holds on to it even for a couple days. So I like that one. Another thing that I do in the morning is I always use Neroli and Clary Calm on my lower abdomen. I just roll them on and rub it in on the lower abdomen. These are just to help with hormone balance. And I will say I tried to experiment a little bit when Neroli came out, and I tried to see if I could do just Neroli and skip the Clary Calm, and my body wasn't happy about that. So I am going to stick with both of these together. Alright, so that's another thing. And then I am using Rose on the back of my neck, brainstem, back of neck area, because it's really good for brain support and for emotional support. And so I just really like this one. Then if I have any weird blemishes or anything on my skin, I'll roll a little bit of that on before I do my makeup too. It's excellent for skin issues. Okay. Depending on the day and the mood that I'm in, I might use a couple of other things. Like for emotions, one of my favorite oils to use is this one blend, which you can't actually buy, so sorry, but if you were at the gala 2 years ago, it's just fantastic, and it has Douglas fir and Melissa and some of my favorite cardamom, and so I'll put that like behind my ears, on that bone behind the ears. But you know, there's lots of different ones you can use. Just use something that makes you feel happy. Okay. And then I go in here and I will do the oils that I put under my tongue. So frankincense, I always put under my tongue, 2 or 3 drops. I shoot for 2, and sometimes I end up getting 3 drops. Okay. Frankincense I use that every single day for brain and nervous system support, for hormone support, mood support, just help my body have a healthy inflammatory response, make sure that my cells are super healthy and happy. Then I do, recently I've been using Holiday Peace also. I really love the smell of this. It makes me feel happy and excited about Christmas. It smells a little bit like trees. So I might put a little of that in my hair, a little on my chest. But I definitely use Copaiba under my tongue. This is one of the new oils that we have. I cannot explain to you how I feel much better using this oil every day. The only way to tell you how it has helped me is to tell you what happened the week I stopped using it. They started going to where you could only get 1 bottle per account per month. And so when that happened, I sort of ran out. And I realized that a lot of the things that it was helping me with, it stopped working now because I wasn't using the Copaiba. And I didn't realize it. They kind of sneaked up on me. So you know about the car accident I had, and I was crushed in the whole pelvis area. I was having some issues with my bladder in the beginning, where I felt like I couldn't empty my bladder and I had to constantly use the bathroom. And I just thought it went away on its own, and when I stopped using the Copaiba, it came right back. So apparently it really helps with that. Also, just the pain and stiffness, like in my back and hips and knees and everything, and of course my foot. A lot of that came back when I stopped using the Copaiba, and I just didn't like the way I felt emotionally. I just felt more anxious feelings than normal. That's something that I struggle with, to be honest with you. Have my whole life, just anxious feelings. Probably because I'm an empath and I'm constantly picking up other people's junk if I'm not careful and trying to solve everyone else's problems. And so there's just, that's an area where I need to constantly be guarding boundaries. So Copaiba just really helps me to feel more calm. And so I take that under the tongue, and honestly, you can't really taste it. There's like this really little taste, and it's so mild that it's not going to bother you. I think I'm going to sneeze. Something's trying to open up my airways. It's probably that rise that I just like inhaled deeply. Alright, what is this? Oh, helichrysum. Yeah, so I've been putting helichrysum on my foot a lot because it's still not quite healed, and helichrysum's great for helping to support your body as it heals. Trying to find, there's my balance. So balance I like to do on my wrists. You can put it on the bottom of your feet, the back of your neck, whatever. I just do it on my wrists and then rub my wrists together. So that's kind of the deal there. Then what I do is I go, and if it's like first thing in the morning, I will take 2 Terrazyme. I started doing this recently because I realized that enzymes are very important for a lot of things. And so if you already have food in your stomach when you take Terrazyme, then it's going to work on digestion. But if you don't have food yet, then it's going to help do lots of other jobs in your body. And one of the important things that I need it to do right now is to help my body to heal. And so I just started taking it in the morning, and I also take 2 before I go to bed. And that's been a really good health habit of mine. Then the other thing is I have my emotions oils. And so I always use whatever I feel like I need, but then I have certain ones I use every day. So we know that Forgive has the most power to change the most emotions. So I will take this and roll it over my heart in the morning. I also, yeah, Mary, you're one of the people that asked for this, so you're welcome. I thought it was a lot easier to do a video. And then I always use Peace as well. Peace is a really good one to use over the throat, and it just helps you feel calmer, and it also helps with more peaceful communication. So I just roll it onto my throat. Okay, and I always inhale these 2 so that I can get the immediate effects on in my brain. And then, like I said, depending on the day, I will use some of these other ones. If I just feel like I'm having a sort of a blah day, I might use some Passion. I really like to put that one on my ears because it makes me smell nice. And then I'll use Cheer. So when I'm feeling a lot of anxious feelings, and if I've been worried about something, I will hold on to that tension in my upper digestive area. So like the area, my solar plexus area. So it's like above your navel, below your rib cage. And I will put Cheer on that area if that's what I'm struggling with, because that's where I tend to personally hold on to my stress and anxious feelings. And then again, Motivate if I'm just like kind of similar to Passion. If I'm just not feeling like excited about the things I have to do that day, I might do a little bit of Passion. So I just keep those there because I throughout the day will often use those. And then I have my daily vitamins and supplements. So I have this giant one that holds all of mine, and it actually holds 2 weeks worth. And then what I do is in the morning or at night before I go to bed, I get the ones for the next day. I get them in this little container because I'm not going to carry that big giant thing around with me all day. And I keep this with my water bottle all day long so that after each meal I can take my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it's my Lifelong Vitality Pack. I've got my Slim and Sassy soft gels in here to help my metabolism. I've got PB Assist. I have Terrazyme with each meal to help digest my food. DDR Prime I take in here, the phytoestrogen capsules. So I just spread it out throughout the day so I'm not taking like mass amounts of pills all at once. And what was the other thing? Oh, and then I also started doing this lately, is keeping this around because if I miss a dose of my Lifelong Vitality, so once in a while I will get to dinner time and I have a full container still. So I didn't take breakfast, lunch, and then it's dinner time. So I'm not going to take all these at once. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take my dinner ones, and then I might chew a couple of the A to Z children's chewables just to kind of fill in the holes for the dose that I missed. So I have alarms on my phone actually to remind me to take my Lifelong Vitality pack, but once in a while I turn off the alarm and then I still don't go take it. And so if I have a day like that, this is a really good way to kind of fill in the hole for that. So I hope that helps you. If you guys have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them or see them, and I'll be happy to answer any questions later on if you are not watching this live. Have a great day. Bye.